This Lessons Learned presentation is brought to you by Bhuvaneswar Selvadurai, Jasmine Smith, Randall Ray, and Justin Swerkin as a part of the University of Maryland Global Campus Cybersecurity Capstone Project. Topics to be discussed in this presentation include an overview of the attack, secure communications, information sharing, incident recovery, areas for improvement, and lessons learned. It was found that an unsuspecting HR employee triggered the attack identified on the network. By opening a malicious Excel file, the employee unknowingly initiated the ransomware attack known as Reventon ransomware. This ransomware uses a legitimate-looking screen from New Zealand law enforcement to extort individuals into giving up money or performing other actions. This ransomware was distributed along with the Citadel, which is used to deliver Trojans. A USB flash drive was also found during the incident unattended in one of the network web servers. This USB contained a Trojan that was transferred onto the server and caused a data breach. It was found that an employee believed the suspicious individual responsible was a legitimate employee and provided access to the space for them to carry out this attack. The data breach involved PII documents. Account passwords were also found to be left out in plain view as the incident was being investigated further. The need for secure communication amongst nations is vital in order to conduct all kinds of business. Without secure communication mechanisms, sensitive information can easily be intercepted and used by malicious parties. Secure email techniques such as the use of digital signatures and certificates for integrity and authentication purposes can help to mitigate the risks of messages and file attachments being tampered with. Secure phone lines should be used to meet and discuss sensitive information when necessary. All sensitive or classified information will be discussed inside of secure spaces away from those without a need to know of this information. Information sharing among agencies, foreign nations, and public sector groups is paramount to maintaining security for all involved. Data breaches and other cyber incidents can have a wide range and affect multiple nations and groups. Between the Five Eyes group, the UK-USA agreement was established to define what information could be shared amongst the group and what the information could be used for. One of the goals of information sharing is to prevent terrorism on a global level. In addition to the UK-USA agreement, other arrangements have been made between nations that are based on the trust and relationships they have with other government bodies. All information shared must always be kept confidential as the information is generally classified. The United States and other foreign governments provide and maintain security guidelines for keeping their information safe. These standards are set according to the various laws and discretion of each country. Any data shared between nations and organizations must be used for the agreed upon purposes only. Nations that do not follow this rule damage the relationship they have with not only the country they share with, but others as well. After the incident was discovered, analysis of the affected systems was performed using Wireshark and Snort to analyze network traffic. This traffic analysis proved to be useful in recovering from the incident as it identified how the attack originated. The system in question was taken offline and forensically analyzed to record evidence of the attack. All encrypted files found on the system were eventually recovered using various password cracking and steganography tools such as Offcrack, CryptTool2, and OurSecret. These tools are free and open source tools commonly used in digital forensics. Once the investigation was concluded, the system could be restored and brought back online. There is always room for improvement before and after a cyber incident. Three topics that need to be addressed are cybersecurity policies, encryption, and end-user training. Current cybersecurity policies employed need to be strengthened to mitigate future attacks. Implementing a clean desk policy is one way to prevent a data breach, as passwords are kept out of plain view and stored in locked cabinets and safes. Network security policies should also be strengthened to provide a faster means of notifying security personnel of potential malicious activity on the network. Encryption standards should be upgraded to the strongest standard possible to better protect sensitive data from being tampered with or viewed by individuals without a need to know. Files containing PII must have their confidentiality, integrity, and availability maintained to avoid a breach of trust, cause harm to the individuals, organizations, or countries involved, and to prevent monetary losses. The third area of improvement that is important to maintaining security is cybersecurity awareness training. Without training against social engineering techniques, employees in the network are at risk of many different cyber attacks. Training should include techniques to safeguard passwords, social engineering recognition exercises, and other security best practices. From this incident, we have learned several important lessons. These issues need to be addressed as soon as possible to mitigate the risks of future attacks. Security should be one of the top priorities for any organization, especially government entities. Any suspicious activity, including unknown individuals in sensitive spaces, unattended storage media left in end-user machines and network devices, and signs of malware should be reported immediately to security personnel upon notice of the event. All user accounts should be created and managed by system administrators who are the only ones to have elevated privileges. Regular users should not be able to create or modify user accounts. All facilities and secure spaces should make use of access control systems to prevent unauthorized access. Employees should verify the credentials of anyone needing access to a secure or sensitive space before access is granted to mitigate the risks of insider threats and malicious outsiders. Employees must be trained annually in a mandatory session to recognize social engineering attempts. System logging and continuous monitoring should be used to monitor network devices for suspicious activity and serve as evidence that an event may have occurred. This has been New Zealand's Lessons Learned presentation.